republic for which it stands.
One nation, under God.
Indivisible.
With liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
And we are back once again. It is a Saturday afternoon, and we are tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. And I say we because it is no longer just me, at least not today. Joining me today is, we have Mark.
The gunslinger.
The gunslinger. You don't sling
Yeah, you
guns.
don't remember me. It's been a while.
It's been a while. And over here, and this is, I mean, and when I say this, usually I just say it to kind of make people feel good. Like I say crowd favorite. Like, he is back. We have Percocet Dean.
We're talking old school OGs here.
Holy balls.
I mean, this is like Percocet Dean. I don't know where he came from. He just showed up today and said, let's do this.
It's like a reunion.
Man, it's good to be back.
Oh, it's good to
makes
have
me so happy to
It's
see
good
you
to
guys.
have you
Yeah.
back. And, you know, so here's the thing. I called these guys up because I haven't seen you guys for a while. Like, I got a lot of guys I shoot with, you know, that come out here and, you know, Magnum and Tarver and, you know, all those guys, you know, Jeremy and Nick. You guys have heard them on the podcast. Maybe you haven't. You said you quit listeing.
Yeah, the Cajun Cowboy and all that. Yeah.
That's an accusatory
Yeah,
tone.
it is. I am because I am accusing. But but I haven't seen you guys for quite a while. So we got the one part of the original group back today. Like,
yeah.
you know, and
That's like old times.
and so we get out there, and you know, Mark informs me, hey, I haven't shot for a while.
Yeah, I've been too busy concentrating on work and moving up in the world, you know, just that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and Dean over here says I haven't shot for a while either, and we were sitting at the table, and me and Mark are like, and this gun, and this gun, and this gun. And I'm going to pick on you, Dean, because I look over there. Dean's got, like, Mark, you took like 2 loads back to your truck.
Yeah,
I got a massive.
I didn't even get all my guns out. I mean, I
got
brought a whole bunch more.
I got a massive bag that I'm strapped on. I'm not picking on you, Dean.
No, you're fine.
But it was funny because you're down at the end of the table, and I was like, okay, let's start shooting. And we start shooting. I look down there, and you pull out your little, was it 30?
It's a 32, yeah.
A little 32 revolver. You're like, we're over there, bang, bang, and you're over there, bing, 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 bing. and we'd be shooting, and I kind of glance down, and you're like holding your revolver, pointing it, and you're just like looking over there,
Side-eyeing you guys.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I looked as cool as you did with your big fancy wrist guns.
Dude, it was fun. But it was good to have you back. Like that was
It was so fun to shoot.
and you too. It was fun to get
Yeah.
out there and shoot. We used to do that quite a bit.
Knock the dust off of some stuff. Yeah.
Well, what people don't realize too, like Dean, like before I was Patriot Defense, you and me used to go to the gravel pits and shoot.
Right.
You remember
Yeah,
that?
I remember. Oh yeah. We tried to. Do you remember we tried to shoot the balloons? Like we'd put up a rack of balloons.
Yeah.
We're like, whoever gets done first, and both of us just went bang, 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 and we didn't hit a freaking thing. Nothing.
Yeah. No, we had so much. We used to go out and shoot like all the time.
Yeah.
Like
that's a
all
good
the
time.
time. We'd go home and reload some more and come back out and shoot. And then we'd police our brass really good. Well, I quit policing brass a long time ago.
Yeah, we can see that. Out
But
in your pit.
were you out there at the gravel pits when I knew a guy that had he ran a machine shop in Filer, and he had that big thick piece of like plastic, and then we shot at it. Were you out there?
I can't remember if I don't. Remember
I can't
seeing
remember or if I just shot it and told you, yeah, we're not doing that, because we used to kind of just take some weird thing. Not that we left garbage behind. We
No,
didn't. We
it's a
didn't.
big
that.
no-no.
Bring back.
Yeah, we didn't do that, but I had this big monster piece of plastic. It was like an inch and a half thick, right? And I'm like, yeah, a bullet will go through there. I lined it all up. I shot and went, ding, and I heard it zing by my head.
Ricocheted?
It ricocheted, like it didn't even pierce. Like it was insane.
What did you shoot it with?
9 mil.
A 9. Okay. Was it hollow point? Was it
No, it was FMJ. I don't shoot my hollow points unless I'm shooting at somebody.
good?
Well, I mean,
But,
I shoot a couple of mine just to
Yeah,
make sure it
make sure it
cycles in your gun.
cycles.
well,
but
I did
come
that
on.
too, but we're not like we're not
The
range.
piece of
Well, we're not
plastic,
range
that's-
shooting.
That's not hollow point worthy.
Yeah,
It's
we're not.
plastic,
We're not range tripping that stuff. But yeah, so that we're OG right here.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
I shot my first 1911 with you.
Was it my 1911?
Yeah, it was
that
your
you did?
Kimber.
Yeah.
You explained how you were kind of, I think, in school or just married, and you were kind of broke, and you spent like a lot of money on this Kimber.
So they call that popping the 1911 cherry.
Yeah,
Something.
Oh boy, yeah. I didn't just go for the low end GI loose shake it apart version. It's a what is it, gold match, I think it's called.
Gold match. How much did you pay for that back in the day?
Oh, it was only like $1,100.
So it's interesting, and I'm just thinking, right? Because and I picked up more guns since then, and it's just kind of funny. Like I'm back, I've been married a while too, but I mean I was like, $1,100. Oh my gosh, that's an expensive gun.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile today, $1,400. Way too much money. But no, it was good to have you back shooting.
Yeah, it was great.
It's fun. Yep. Mark, you've been with me on the podcast for quite a while.
Well, not lately, but yeah.
Well, not lately.
We used to run these streets back in the day.
That's right. When
or
life,
dirt roads, whatever you want to call them in southern Idaho.
Life happens, man. And so it's just good to have you guys back again. Come out to shoot, and
Yeah, it's good to get out.
yeah,
It was interesting to see the progression of the handguns that you guys brought.
Oh,
'Cause they
it
got all
was.
these doodads hanging off them, and new hickeys and Farkles, and
You know what?
boy, do they shoot good though.
Yeah, bringing that up, I remember that we used to talk about it on this show. That
Yeah.
we weren't going to use optics, and we didn't want to do this, and we but look at us now.
now it's the first. Now when I buy a gun, it better have a plate.
Better have a
Yeah.
plate. Yeah,
It better have a plate, and I just go ahead and I'm leaving the store. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that too.
Is that cut? Is that cut for an optic? I don't want it.
Good. Yeah, pretty much. And so I get reminded about that all the time because I did a big deal on the radio show too about
Yep.
no optics, and even the co-host on there, he agreed with me, like he was and then all of a sudden I got an optic, and I went, holy cow.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
It's like putting gorgonzola on your pizza.
It doesn't.
It's a game changer.
So yeah. So it's it doesn't make you necessarily shoot better, right? Because you still have to have your good fundamentals, but it just makes things easier,
Yeah.
and quicker and faster. And let's just face it. Like when you and me started like doing it, like how long ago was this?
Oh.
Like, come on, man. I'm 48 now. Like my vision is starting to change just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, and so I see this coming. Like, I want to say that I looked into the future and I forecasted this, but it's right around the corner, man.
Yeah.
Those check engine lights start coming on a little bit.
Yeah. You got to go to the doctor and have him check your oil.
The paint,
Yeah.
the paint starts
I don't have
fading.
insurance. I go nowhere.
Right.
Paint starts fading.
Yeah, it really does.
It's not gray. It's chrome.
Right.
It's probably a big difference since you saw me last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fully colored the last time I saw you.
And we are talking about my goatee.
Well, you're just you're
Yeah, I'm just making sure, man. You don't know what these other people listen on the other end of this thing.
They
we're
don't
talking
know.
about. They don't.
not your firkin. Yeah.
That's right. Oh, it's good. I'll tell you what, it is good to have you back. Like, it really is. Like it's so much fun.
Well, and talking about how much better we can shoot with those Farkles. So
yeah.
I start off with my little 32. It's a 32 H&R. It's a Smith with a snubby, but it's pretty accurate when
it looked like it
practice. However, I was shooting a group that was about 12 inches with that thing.
Yeah.
And then you give me your Farkled up gun.
Yeah.
I was able to just knock the bullseye out.
So what did you? So we each brought a handful of guns. And that's what today's show is going to be about. We're gonna like talk about this, especially because you've been. I won't say you're out of the gun world, but I mean you're doing your own thing, and I don't know.
I've been out a long time.
Okay, there he goes. He's going to admit it. He was out. So what did you think of? And I'm going to talk about this. It's like it's Christmas time for me. What did you think about the platypus? That thing's amazing. That thing is amazing.
It was the slickest, the smoothest. It felt so good. It felt like an extension of my hand. I know that's cliche to say that.
It is.
But it really did feel like you just put your hand on it, bring it up, boom, right there. It's inside.
It just looks like like another gun. Like you're like, he overspent on this.
The way it's designed, it's perfect.
It is, and it's flat shooting. And I haven't even ported the thing yet.
Yeah, and it's so comfortable to shoot too.
And it's easy to shoot fast.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal gun.
Yeah. It took me from a 12-inch group to maybe a 2.5-inch group. Still, that's 7 yards, but
well, that's defensive distance.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've shot the thing out pretty far, out to 25 yards, and it's still a shooter. Like it's still a shooter. Like it's a good gun.
I was thoroughly impressed.
And
even those the canics that
Mark had his canic.
Man, it's the progression of the grip shape, the triggers.
And you're normally a 1911 like revolver guy.
Yeah, I love a 1911 trigger. I like to shoot revolvers. I'm horrible at it, but I like it. I like them a lot better. But oh my gosh, the triggers on those things were so nice. And it's interesting. Y'all are taking from the 1911 playbook here and having flat triggers put on your fancy Farkle race guns.
I like me a flat trigger. What did you think of the P30?
I like the trigger.
That's insane, isn't it?
It was. I love that you can. It resets so easy. It's so easy to find the breaking point on it. It's nice and easy. Then all of a sudden, bam! You're stacked up and you're right at the spot where it's going to break, and boom, there it is.
It's just an easy shooter.
Yeah.
So
very impressed with that trigger. Plus, it's. I don't know if they designed it that way, but it is a flat face trigger, and it's at an angle when you start to take it up.
That was a special order.
Well, if they design it to stack up to where it breaks right when it's completely vertical.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Very comfortable.
So, and you had a couple guns that you hadn't. Shot before.
I have a couple. Well, I mean, I had a Ronin Springfield that I got. I hadn't shot it at all. I'm not really a big fan of 1911s, but I know what to expect from a 1911, like the feel and the weight and everything. And that's what, like going back to that Platypus, it's a 2011 frame, but that's what threw me off is the weight of it was just like, it was so lightweight and I wasn't used to it. It caught me off guard, you know?
Yeah.
It's a 9mm, so it's a thinner 2011.
Grip. And I mean, like the everything was so smooth about it. Like that's what really impressed me was, your normal 1911s, you don't get that smoothness from the slide and everything like that. That was really impressive.
Yeah, I love it. What did you think about? Because you just shot for the first time your 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, the 10mm Smith M&P.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to kick a little bit. That grip. I love the grip texture on it, but it's almost too much. And I promised myself I would never ever say that about that. But when you start shooting it, it starts ripping into your hand pretty good.
I like it though. So, yeah, I have like a grip issue with my right hand, and so any of that really aggressive stuff is like my cup of tea. It makes it so I don't actually have to put like on my VP9. I have to put that rubber sleeve on like the Hogue grip. And which is fine with me, but it makes it like impossible for like anyone else to shoot it because it probably adds, a little on each side. You probably adds another ½ inch to that grip.
Yeah. Well, and I've got that C&G holster with for the tack light and everything. And it's a nice holster. But that gun with the texture on it, I have to wear, something on my side when I'm carrying it. Cause it will just rip, rub me raw.
Right. Yeah. So. Right. And so with the Platypus, it's got that they actually call it what do they call that? They call it the prickle grip. Yeah, the prickle. But they actually have a different version of that. Man, we missed you, Dean. We have a different.
He's holding it back.
I know. They have a different version of that, which is way more aggressive. And they're like, check this box. I've never seen them do this. Check this box, and we can get you that grip. But we highly recommend against it. Like and people online are saying that it's so aggressive, and it's not just not sandpaper. I mean, this is just like little pyramids of steel, right? Of metal, right?
So would that be something you would get if you're one of these tactical LARPers that's going to wear gloves when you?
Yeah, a lot of guys say they have to wear gloves. Yeah. Typically, they say, that's not really what happened. Is they originally took that and had it at SHOT Show. And people are feeling it going, hey, that feels good, but man, that's a bit much. You shoot 20, 30, 40, 50 rounds through that, your hands are going to be done. So then what they did is they toned it down and they came up with what I have, but they still offer that other one, but they put like, are you sure? You check this box. Don't get pissed if you get it and want to send this thing back. Like, what you're getting.
So is that a thing though for tactical LARPers to wear gloves all the time, or do they practice barehanded too?
I see a lot of guys wear gloves. I'm looking at you, so I'm no offense.
You just wear gloves everywhere.
Just on that.
You never know what you're going to come across.
Yeah, leave their fingerprints behind, so.
I don't want them to sample any gunshot residue off your hands.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's for sure.
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
So you guys going to be able to come back out? I'm going to jump to this. I'm not waiting until the end. You guys gonna be able to get back out here and do more podcasts this winter?
I'd like to, for sure. There's women and stuff in my life, so it's like, I don't know, do I do that? But I'll try and make it out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got a woman in my life too, but I just leave her in the house.
Right.
This is guy time. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is like new to me, not like super new, but
that's right.
So it's like the new, it's the fun stage kind of thing. So.
I knew that was kind of going, but I didn't know if it was still a thing.
It's a different one from the other ones. Yeah.
He went from drought to he's a player now.
Yeah.
We won't get into that part.
Player, but in case they listen to this, but
well, don't let him.
Right.
Don't let him. Give him a shout out.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Shanisa?
Yeah, she's from Georgia. I mean, it's just met her on the phone call.
La Fonda.
Oh, getting you a bus ticket.
Yep.
So, oh man. So you're not selling guns anymore.
Nope.
You work at the same company, but you work in a different part of it.
Yeah, I was like kind of a backup at the gun counter. I still checked in the guns. I was still part of the gun counter.
I'm surprised with your new position if that wouldn't be part of your position.
I kind of thought it would remain,
because that's kind of a higher end item that you have there,
where you do have to keep track of everything with the acquisitions, dispositions, stuff like that. But from what I'm being told, no, it's not. They're moving somebody else into taking over that role.
Oh, gotcha.
And I'm just focusing on the loss prevention stuff. So
okay.
Yep.
Are you still dealing drugs or what?
Oh yeah, every day.
Yeah,
all my patients. Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah. I'm a PA, still working with a local family practice.
There you go. You don't have to. I'm trying
to think. How can I not influence? I mean, you look me up. It's easy to find out who I work for, but I probably shouldn't be telling anyone.
No, you're good. You're good.
That's Percocet Dean.
At 555 Give Me Drugs Avenue. You're never living that down, dude.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Dude,
that was like one of the most epic shows.
I think I've actually grabbed that occasionally. Well, I haven't done it recently, but there's been at least 2 times, maybe 3, where it's like I don't have time for a podcast. Where is that? I'm just gonna go ahead and re-air that one.
That was one of the most epic ones, I think.
I should look it up. I should look it up and actually see how many plays total that thing has.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That thing is that's a phenomenal episode.
That was something else. Hopefully I never have to go through that again.
Do you even remember it?
I kind of do. I remember I was talking very fast and I told you all about my upcoming surgery, but
you were talking, I don't know if I even call it fast. Like it was really fast.
Was it? Oh,
like you
so
were like
manic.
You were like you were talking, and I know this is just, we have to talk about it. We had who all was in here?
I know it was you, me, and him, but I don't know
who else was in here.
Was Tarver here? Was
No. Who else was? Maybe it was just us.
It might have just been us.
But you were sitting right there,
right here,
and there was somebody else here, but I can't recall who it was. And they're sitting right here, and you're just going, and you're just on like this tirade, and no one's getting a word in edgewise. And I'm just like, I look over there, and Mark's looking at me like, "What is happening?" Like, I think you might have.
This is gold.
I think you actually mouthed that to me. What is happening? And I was like, just let it go.
Oh yeah.
You went, and then you kind of got tired. Like
I took a breath.
and I just started talking at that point. That was phenomenal. That was before this thing.
Oh yeah, that was
when we had that little tiny board.
Box,
I still have that $600 piece of useless equipment now. But that was great. Hey, I saw an article. Did you hear about the kind of shifting gears here? That's kind of what I do best. Did you hear that I believe it is the German Special Force Group, like there's like one of their teams up there, actually ditched the Glocks. And they are running
for SIGs or what?
Walther PDPs.
Walthers, okay. Well, PDP is a good gun. I really like it.
It is. You never shot.
I've never shot a Walther. Yeah,
they're not bad. There is a thing that they were doing for a while. I don't know if you'd heard about it, where if the gun goes out of battery at any time, and you just like bump it back into battery. Once it goes out of battery a little bit, even if it's got a loaded round in it, once it goes out and you bump it back in, you have a dead trigger after that.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's not good.
And so I don't know. I would imagine that they'd fix that, but it'd be interesting to know real quick if they did, because I was talking about on the radio show, and the other guy pointed out like something I wasn't thinking about. Right. I was thinking about, you get the real meat and potatoes of like a self-defense situation. What if it gets bumped? Like you're struggling with the guy, it gets bumped, bumps it out of battery from it, and then all of a sudden you got a dead gun. He goes, well, it's more than that. He's like, what if you're reholstering the dang thing?
Oh, yeah.
And you bump it going into the holster, and then all of a sudden you got a dead man's gun, the dead trigger, and you're out of luck at that point. So it's kind of something to think about. I don't know
Is that with all Walthers or just
well,
that model?
it's so I've tried it on a Walther PDP. And then I tried it on the Walther PDP F because I had two of those in class at the time, and they both did it. And so I didn't point it out to the people who own them. I didn't point that out, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they fixed it. I haven't really heard a lot about it since then. If you go to work, you guys don't carry Walthers there, do you?
We have the PDP.
Try it. You need to try it.
I think that's the only one we have.
I want you to try it because maybe they fixed it.
Okay.
But yeah, so just kick it, rack the slide, and then kick it out of battery just for a minute, and then put it back in, and without racking the slide again, just tap it back in and see if it'll fire.
Okay.
I'm curious to see if they fixed it because I read about it and then I checked it out and I'm like, oh, sure as heck, that is not a good deal.
That's not good. Yeah.
I do like that PDP. I mean, it's a good feeling gun.
I got a guy that's been running
trigger's
it.
Good.
Yeah, I got a guy. He's probably going to listen to this, Nick. He's been running it all year in the men's group, like 100% all year in the men's group. So, and he's in, man. He started off. He was an okay shooter. He's like making huge progress. Like if he's listening, like I'm proud of him. Like he's pretty good. Like we ran a course the other night. I'm going to brag about these groups. These groups I've talked about all the time. I got men's groups, the shooting academies, and the women's. And I'm busy like every Wednesday, every Thursday, and a couple mid-afternoons of the month with these classes. There are just tons of people. And we had a course the other night, and he's taking the rifle pistol class and all kinds of stuff from us. But we were running this course, and he was accurate and racking off some of the fastest times in the class. Like it was pretty phenomenal. And they're shoot move type deals.
Right.
Like you get up close, you got 3 targets and you got to draw 2, 2, 2. And I made it so I staged their magazines, right? So the first mag only had 6 rounds in it.
So you have a mag change in the middle?
Mag change. So 6 rounds, and the second magazine had 14. So it was you're right up next to the target. Like close enough you're seeing powder burns on the. So they're drawing 2, 2, 2. And they comes to slide lock, and they have to do a mag change while they're backing away. As soon as they get the mag change completed, while they're still moving, and hopefully they're doing this relatively quickly, they drive back out, and they're a lot further away, and it's 2, 2, 2 again, and then they got to run over to my what's that barricade called that I have out there? You know what I'm talking about? The ones I built.
Oh, the one that like shaped like Idaho.
Yeah, do you remember the name of that? I can't remember, but got the barricade, and they have to run up to it, and there's a target. They have to take a rest through one of those slats.
Yeah.
And I put little tiny pieces of tape about the size of a 50% piece, and they have to do 2 and 2, and then they have to bring the gun back in, turn, and then finish firing. Usually it's right around 4 rounds or something like that. While they quickly advance toward another target. And that dude was ripping off like 15-second rounds. Like it was absolutely crazy how fast he was going. Like,
and what's he shooting?
Walther
That's the
PDP.
guy.
Walther
Okay.
PDP. And he's a lefty on top of it.
Wow.
Oh,
like
poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. He's gonna give me a hard time if he listens to this. But no, it was so much fun. So what I wanted, I'll just go ahead and let everyone know. I've let everyone who needs to know, but I've got right now, for the years I've been doing this, the men's group is kind of starting to grow. This year, the women's group, I'm into like 4 groups because they just every year they just explode more and more and more. Like I don't have any more evenings left, pretty much. So the men's group finally got to a point where this year I actually had 14 men, so I had enough for one group. Now the women's I have advanced and beginners. The men are all just kind of there, right? And so what I did for the men this year, because I want to get to a point where they're doing more advanced type stuff, and so I put together. I'm calling it. It sounds real. I don't know. I don't like this term necessarily. I call it the elite group. And this is for men and women if they want to join it. And what they have to do, though, is they have to pass a shooting qual. They have to pass a shooting qual.
That's probably a good idea.
It is. Yeah. And so it gets, some people literally are just there to shoot. Some people want to progress and they want more, right? They need more. But when you have a class, you can only do what? You have to cater to the lowest common denominator in the class. That's just the way it is to a certain extent. And so I'm trying to kind of separate those that, like to just shoot and come and learn, and they're okay, and maybe some that really want to learn and do more, right, and move quicker, that kind of stuff. So they're having to do shooting qual. Now, what's going to happen in the elite classes? I'm going to assume that they know the fundamentals already, right? I'm going to assume a lot of things, that they know the fundamentals, that they can draw the gun, all that stuff without me having to get on. I mean, maybe a correction here or there, but they know. So those fundamentals, the grip, the sight picture, the trigger press, all the stand, all that is down. So now we have, I'd have to look at my list again, but now we have what I call like the next level fundamentals, mag change, shooting and moving, that kind of stuff, right? And so but when they show up, we're going to do one Monday night a month, just like normal. But then I'm giving them they're going to do like 2 to 3 hours one Saturday a month, where they come out here and we're burning through rounds, and we're not doing basic shooting anymore. Like tons of different courses. I'm looking at maybe getting a couple moving targets out here that I can actually hook up to like a remote control and like program. Yeah. And so hopefully we'll get into that. I want them to have to run one of these courses with their defensive rounds. Let's see. Have you gone out and shot 20, 30, 40 rounds? Yeah. Okay, well, let's see how they react when you're actually shooting and moving now. Like, it's time to experience that, right? I want to time everything. Everything's going to be a challenge and time, and I want to foster that competition, right? It's hard to foster the competition in some of these classes when you got one guy, and I'm not picking on anyone because we're all here for different reasons. I know this sounds horrible, but I just got to say, one guy that's running it at 15 seconds, another guy that's running it at 48.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so they're all at different
levels.
They're different ages.
Let's
just say it. They're different ages. There's different abilities, different levels. And now it's time to separate and push those guys that are a little slower and they have different things to work on, and then take the guys that are ready to move past that and move on and really kind of throw it into hyperdrive per se. And I'm looking forward to this class. This is going to be fun. And I might even mix, if some guys have it, I might even mix a little rifle pistol in there for them. That class went off pretty good this year. The rifle pistol transition class we did defensive shotgun. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the groups. I already have people signing up for the groups that start in February next year.
Oh, nice.
I put them out there a month earlier, and I'm just every day someone's signing up. I'm so stoked. I know you don't work the gun counter anymore, but I mean, you probably talked to those guys in there. Have you been getting any feedback on any of this that you've heard or anything?
Unfortunately, not much, because I haven't been over there a lot.
That's what I figured.
If I am over there, I'm in the back, like in the gun room, actually,
right.
With the door shut, checking in the guns and stuff. So I don't really get to talk to them a whole lot. I've been keeping up on Facebook with some of your posts and stuff.
Yeah.
And the shotgun class and all that. I've watched some of that, and it looks really, really cool.
I'm really trying to take hold of some of these newer classes, right? And so when you do this, it's like you put the class together and you're like, fingers crossed, let's see if it catches on. And some of them that we've done, I just kind of kick to the side, right? Because nothing happens. But if you can start generating a little interest, right?
Have you, this is going back a ways, but...
Oh, you're fine.
Have you used your projector, like your simulation thing at all?
It's funny because sometimes you buy these things and, you think you're going to use them a bunch, right? And they just don't work out the way you have it. It's a good tool. Like I did a kids group. The kids love it.
Yeah.
right? And the adults like playing games on it,
Right.
but it's when you let's just talk about how it is, right? It can teach you a lot of things. It's fun to go do it.
It can kind of throw you off in that you don't realize what's going on in a scenario, and you have to make that decision.
It can, but that part of it is really hard to get someone. It's just really hard to use in the class.
I got you.
It is not get the reaction as far as it doesn't have the effect that I thought it would.
Oh, okay.
I don't regret the purchase. Sometimes I do, but the kids like it. But now if we all went into a group of guys and we started doing it, right? It's kind of gamey, right? And that's fun. But then what it turns into is a big video game.
Right.
And then it's like, it's not really getting the point across. So, I mean, I'll use it, but I kind of phase it out. I don't get it out a whole lot just because some of those things just don't turn out. Like you put something together, you buy something, you put together a class, and you try and see if they'll take hold. And sometimes they just don't. And you just kind of have to chalk it up as a tax write-off and move and just move on.
I do like in your women's group, and I don't know if you do it in the men's group, but when you do like the Stop the Bleed, you offer more than just the shooting and stuff like that. I think that's a very good thing, because there are some people that don't think about what can happen afterwards or during or whatever. And so it's kind of all inclusive, I guess.
And so we offer that as part of the groups. Another one that we offer this to the ladies. And actually, I've got one more coming up next week, which I'm not sure if my shin will handle any more of this. But we'll talk
Call
about
in
it.
the stunt double.
That would be my son. That was his job, and he doesn't live here anymore. He's in Pocatello now. But
is he going to school?
Nah, he works for Idaho Department of Transportation. He's getting ready to take his CDL test next week, and he's going to drive snowplow.
Nice.
So, but I is the open hand combat class, right? Yep. Magnum shows up and he does a good job teaching that. I get all suited. Well, I don't have a red man. I have access to one now, but I put on these massive shin guards, and they learn how to like kick me in the shin and stop my foot. And I tell you what, I did that last Thursday, and I've got this massive lump on my shin.
If you tell the ladies to just wear like the cowboy boots,
oh yeah,
those things hurt.
Yeah, no, I say soft athletic shoes, but some of them, when they're kicking me and they're stopping my foot, we have a good time, like we got a good rapport, but they do it, and they do it a few times, and then it gets to the point something like a switch like flips in their brain. You can see it in their eyes. And they have no reason to be mad at me.
It's the fury.
And they just start unleashed to the point I'm like, okay, you're done because you're hurting me. Like, it's time to shift gears and get someone else up.
Listen, finally, lady, I'm not your ex-husband.
Yeah. Finally, I had to just look. I looked at it and said, okay, we're done with this portion. Like, you all had your chance, and a couple of you took it, and I'm taking this off, and no one kicks me anymore tonight because some of them were getting quite aggressive. But I mean, that's a fun class. Now, that's just a basic class. That's a stomp, kick, how to, like, if someone puts you in a chokehold or a headlock, like how you attack their fingers and peel their finger and get out of it for them, right? So we have another one that we're getting ready. We've actually did it once this summer, and it had a few people show up to it. I'm hoping it takes more hold for this fall, but it's that class plus an improvised weapons, how to use coup batons or knives and stuff like that. And now let's do this. Let's give you a holster, give you a Sims gun with some Sims rounds. You break out of a hold that I'm holding you in. You do what? When you break out, you create that distance, because that's the key. But not only now do you create that distance, you draw and turn around and engage me with Sims rounds. We give them like 3 rounds. And they have to engage me, and I try to put the pressure on. Whether I don't just stand there, like when they're running away from me and they're drawing and turning around, I'm like coming at them, and it kind of flips a little bit of a switch, right? Like they aren't expecting that. I try to do so. It's pretty realistic. Now that was a really good class that we did. I think we're getting ready to put another one together in about another month and a half. But it's classes like that. You try to get a few people there, and then hopefully they go and they tell all their friends. Right? It's the same thing I did with the rifle pistol class and the defensive shotgun class, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that looked really cool.
It was, and I'm sure we'll just grow on that. Now, some of these classes I get a lot of help with from Magnum, because he used to actually work at a women's rape crisis prevention type center, and this is what he taught. He worked with a guy that taught these kinds of things, how to teach them how to attack and defend themselves and stuff like that. And he's really into rifles. He is into rifles that I'm not into by any means.
Right.
And I don't know if we'll get it done this year. I'm not sure, but we talked about doing an AK class. So we'll bring back the AK-47s, because I know that there's guys that have those out there.
The old toothpick nightmare.
Yeah, that don't do much with them. So I don't know. We might try and do something like that. We'll see. I'm always searching for something new, man. Always.
Yeah.
So,
Well, speaking of old guns, what's this on your wall here?
so those, the listeners can't see that, but these are old guns that a couple ladies, older ladies that come and they take a bunch of classes from me every year. They've signed up, this is their fourth year taking the women's group. They're great. So they had these old guns. They're not really, as far as we know, not worth much. They probably didn't recommend shooting them, and they didn't know what to do with them. No one would buy them from them. No one would do whatever. They're we're just going to donate them to a museum or something. I said, donate them to me, and I'll hang them on my wall. They said, you want them? Here you go.
Oh, wow.
And they're just cool, man. Don't they look cool hanging
Do
up
you
there?
know what they are?
There's a shotgun. That's a lever action shotgun.
That's a lever shotgun?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this one up here, of course, it looks like
that's a shot. No, that's
open shotgun.
Yeah, and then that whatever.
Whatever that is, it's a bolt action.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
But yeah, so things have changed here. You haven't been here. You haven't been here for a while. Look around here. You see that bucket? See that big bucket right there? That's full of 45 brass.
Oh, you shouldn't have told him that. That might disappear before we leave.
Too?
What?
Do you still cast? Do you still cast
yeah.
It? Do you have a lot of lead too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still go grab it out of the that one source where?
No, I'm still a member out there, and I can go get it. I kind of just keep my membership for that. It's kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
I can actually go and I can collect. In fact, I put a post on Facebook about it today. There's a bucket out there that you passed walking in.
Yeah.
But it's the range lead. So what happens is people shoot into the berm out here.
That's range lead from here.
Yeah, and so what happens is it's kind of, I don't do a lot. Sometimes I'll just sift my hands through it real quick.
Yeah.
I don't do mining or digging per se. But what happens, now this is really weird, and I don't know, this is just weird how it happens. So if I go, at the very top, not where the tires are, they actually block a lot of it, but on the other side, there's no tires. So you got where everyone shoots, and then you got kind of the flat spot up there that's undisturbed, right? Mm-hmm. So what happens as they shoot into the dirt, it bounces dust up. It actually bounces. It'll bounce old shot lead, range lead, out of that dirt, and it just sits up on top.
Serious?
And about once every month, I'll just go up there and I just pick it up like little Easter eggs just off the top. It's like picking up brass.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so.
It's so easy.
Wow.
It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
So we're coming into winter, and I didn't realize. I spent all last winter separating brass that I had. I've got in that building out there. I've got a bunch of buckets. I probably got 5, 10, 15, 20. I probably got 50 or 60 gallons of separated 9mm brass. Oh, wow. It's not polished.
Yeah.
But that's literally 95% of what gets shot out here.
So, yeah. So tell me, with costs and prices that have gone up, I'm just curious now. Is it still cost effective? Is it cheaper to reload?
If you can find, have you bought any reloading supplies lately?
I try, but oh my gosh, it's.
Have you seen what primers cost?
Yeah,
they're even down from where they used to be.
Yeah.
How much could we used to buy 100 primers, small pistol primers?
$3.
And now they're like $9.
Yeah.
And they used to be like $14.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm still plowing through my supply.
Me too. And so I bought way back at that first scare. Remember when the guns all disappeared
Yeah.
Remember that? So that's back when I still have powder from there. I've got so much gunpowder. Like have you seen my collection of gunpowder? You will when we're done here.
Oh, fair enough.
And
So is powder come down in price too?
I haven't bought any powder in like years.
It's still up there.
And some weird sometimes some of this weird powder, not weird powder, but like random powders just disappear. From what I'm gathering from what I'm reading, they just disappear. But cost effective. If you can find it, yeah. I mean, if you got old stock, you're better off. I can go online right now. In fact, I just placed a big order. It should be here next week sometime. I can get remanufactured 9mm ammo. I'm going to give away my secret from Freedom Munitions up in northern Idaho. Okay, now they have sales on shipping all the time. I got free shipping on this last one.
What's remanufactured?
It's pretty much reloaded. It's not new.
It's like new brass.
It's like reused brass. Yeah,
okay.
I've never had any problems with it. I order in the spring. I order in the fall. I just ordered 2,000 rounds from them. It'll be here next week. I got that for. And if you haven't bought ammo in a while, like you're gonna choke maybe, but it was 23 cents a round, which
that's about like a really good price everywhere now.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. The amount of ammo that I buy, like I've went and priced around at least a lot of places and looked a lot of places online. And typically, even if I have to, and they usually have sales on shipping, sometimes it's like $7 flat shipping for however many. So when they're not having a sale, I can get, it doesn't change. It's like $20 flat shipping is what it is, whether it's 1,000 rounds or 2,000 rounds. Like I checked when you go to check out and you look and see what shipping costs, like it doesn't change. I can add in that shipping to the price of each round. I can typically get it almost always, like 99% of the time, cheaper from Freedom Munitions and have them dropped off at my house. And you can order, I mean, the more you order, the better it is, the shipping, right? But you can order one box, which is 50 rounds if you wanted to. But that's where I get it, and I get it for cheap, and I just buy it when I can buy it. And I said I haven't reloaded for 2 years.
Wow.
And it's just because I could just get the ammo for cheap. I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
No, but I have everything I need to reload. So if prices skyrocket and it goes up to like $1 a round again or whatever it did last time, which ridiculous. Is insane. Did you see how bad that was?
I didn't know.
How you were behind the ammo counter then. Mm-hmm. It was getting up to the point where it was like $1 a round almost.
Yeah. For like AR and 9mm, all that stuff. Yeah. The really sought after, stuff. And then the stuff that you think would always be on a shelf, like you could go to a gas station, get 30-06. Yeah. That stuff was non-existent.
Non-existent. Hunting grounds non-existent.
Yeah. So I just went to try to. It was time to get new defensive rounds in for my carry guns.
Yeah,
I couldn't find any ammo. The only thing I could find was a box of 45 hollow points. That's it. I couldn't find any 32. I found no.
So let's talk about.
I haven't seen 32 in a long time.
Let's talk about this. Yeah. If you, and I'm not picking on you caliber wise, but here's what I think. Well, it's what I know has happened. If you wanted to, you could find all the 9mm defensive ammo you can lay your hands on.
Yeah,
that is the number one caliber now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they make hands that down. Before anything else, and even 45, which is still relatively popular. It's still hard to find.
Yeah.
They pump everything into 9mm. Everything. And your odd little calibers like your 32. Even 380 is tough.
Yeah.
380 is tough.
Yeah, a lot of the other calibers suffer because there's such a high demand for the
9mm.
9. Wow.
That is.
So they kind of get the thrown in the back seat kind of thing, put on the back burner, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, I've just ordered it 23 cents a round. I mostly, honestly, I'll reload a little. If I do anything this winter, because it's my time to do it, because I just don't have anything to do and it's really crappy and snowy out, which I'm kind of looking forward to getting a couple of those weeks, because I really don't feel like doing anything but sitting out here watching this right here. But I'll probably sit down. I'll probably spend like a month and just cast bullets.
Yeah.
I'll just cast them, get them ready, and then I'll powder coat them and get them ready, and I'll just put them in a bucket and set them aside. And then if I get bored, and that's the way I reload, right? I cast bullets, get them all ready. Then if I get bored, I'll go and I'll find some brass that's relatively clean. I typically in a handgun brass, unless it's rusty or green, I don't even clean it. Like I just don't. I'll take it. and I'll prep it. I'll punch all the primers out on like 2,000 pieces of brass or whatever, a bunch.
Yeah.
And then once that's all done, then I'll go through and I'll hand prime it all and get it ready.
What calibers are you?
9 mil.
Just all 9?
9 mil.
That's it. That's all.
I will never. I mean, I got the stuff to reload for rifles, but I will never I don't want to reload for rifles. I struggled reloading for rifles. There is so much weird black magic science bullshit that takes place when you are and the different things you can do in measuring the freaking O-give, and I do not like reloading for rifles. I cannot focus that much.
I think it's crazy that like different lot numbers of the same powder will throw off everything.
And then the depth, and then the this, and am I compacting this powder? And I mean, it's that honestly is not for me. I'll do it if I had to, but I'm gonna have to sit down and figure it all out again, because I have not done it since I lived in the other house.
Gotcha. Yeah, just looking at your setup over there, that's a 9mm setup right there, right now, right?
No, it is. It is.
That for loading, yeah.
And so I don't even use that turret press correctly. So I prime, or I deprime on the single stage, right, and then I hand prime everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then all I do is powder drop and seat the bullet on that turret.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I do.
Yeah, and
It's turning into the reloading show. I like it.
Oh, gotcha.
No, you're fine. But no, that's how I reload. And that's what I'll end up doing this winter. Will I actually reload ammo? I don't know. I'll probably prep.
You'll prep.
I'll prep stuff. So when I'm ready to reload, then I can just reload. But for a while, even though prices weren't down to 14, 13, 12, 11 cents a round like it once was, I don't know, with the price of the raw materials and the components to reload, I still think if you can get it for around 23 cents a round, do it.
Yeah,
I know you can. I mean, I see it, different sites, they sell it. They have a sale, 24, 23 cents a round.
Yeah. But
that's all 9mm, right?
That's all 9 mil. I don't know what 45 is going for.
What if I want a 357 or
I don't know.
No, that's all 9 mil. I don't even know what the other stuff. 45, I'm sure is still up there.
It's spendy because I actually looked at buying a 45 the other day from Magnum. Actually, I think he had a 21, 22, that big Glock.
The 21.
Yeah, and it was all like. It was kind of, I won't say it was beat up. It was well used, but it was well used, but it wasn't like it was abused. Like they had actually epoxied and molded the beaver tail, like the backstrap thing in there. Like it was permanent. Like it was like home stippled. Like that thing was ready to go. Like it was nice. It felt good. It was just perfect. Like they taken the Glock. And like that, like Homer Simpson, like pulled all the freaking skin back really tight, and you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they made this thing like what it should be, and I liked it, and I was gonna Magnum let me borrow it, and I went to buy some 45 rounds. I didn't go 45 rounds for nothing here. I went to buy some 45 rounds, and I walked into the store, and I picked up the box and went, nope. Because I can buy like 3 boxes of 9 mil for this.
Yeah.
I can't buy 50 rounds of 45.
Well, what's the thing? 115 and 115 makes 230.
There you go.
Oh, right, yeah.
So 2 rounds of 9 makes 1 round of 45.
But I mean, I couldn't bring myself to purchase 1 box of 45 knowing that I could have 30 boxes of 9 mil, 150 rounds of and so I was like, you know what? I want it, but I can't do this. I would never buy ammo for it. I would literally never buy ammo for it because I think I could get 3 times or 2 times or 2 or 3 times the shooting out of a 9 mil. Well, I just can't do it.
So there was a place up in Boise when I was up there this last week. They had a case of 9mm for like $199.
So that might have been where,
and it was MagTech ammo.
Yeah. So I think Magnum was making a trip up there for his day job, and I think he was going to pick some up.
Yeah,
I don't know if he did that
there
or ordered some. So what would that break down to around then?
At night, 20 cents a round.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. I'd still have a hard time. MagTech's not a bad brand, but I'm really sold on Freedom Munitions. I just like it. It's an Idaho company. It's people say buy local, buy local. Well, that's still an Idaho company, so I look at that as buying local stuff.
Well, I shoot a lot of Blazer Brass, which is CCI, based out of northern Idaho. So.
Yeah, and so
is that the aluminum stuff?
Well, I have some aluminum, but mostly brass.
Yeah. So I really like the Freedom stuff. I just do. So that, I mean, that's what I do. That's what I run. Occasionally I'll buy some locally if I can get just some absolute stellar killer deal on it.
Yeah.
Which I do have some up there, but it's all Freedom, man. I'm a homebody too. Let's talk about this. Like, I really like I leave here to go do my radio show. And if I'm in town and I got to stop by Wally World or something like that, like, I'll do that after my run. Right. And occasionally I'll swing by D&B, killing time. I love the new store, by the way, but it's not like the little one.
Right.
It was
well, you'll never see me in there because I'm like upstairs in my office.
So if I can go online and buy stuff and have it just dropped off here, like, I'm doing that all day. I've done that with tires, ammunition, cardboard backers for my targets. I just order that crap pre-cut.
Somebody shows up on your doorstep with a bunch of cardboard.
There is a bundle of cardboard by my front door.
You think they're wondering, what is he doing with all this cardboard?
There is a bundle of cardboard. I get it pre-cut. Everyone's like, I tell people that and they're like, you buy that stuff? Like, I get a bunch at work. You want me to save boxes? No, I do not, because I am so tired of cutting up cardboard.
Yeah, I would be too.
Pre-cut, I will pay more for it, and I'm bougie. I'm a bougie cardboard buyer. It's crazy.
They make this shirt that has a ghost on it and it says bougie.
Have you heard that term?
Oh, right? Yeah, bougie. Totally.
You know, that seems like that'd make a good shirt. On the back of my bougie guns.
Bougie guns. There you go. Instead of the Gucci Glocks, it's the bougie guns.
So here, I'm just looking at the Freedom Arm Munitions the website here. $357, 39 cents a round.
Is that good or bad?
For a box of 50.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. It's $20 a box. That seems. I mean,
I don't know.
It's been a while since I priced out that stuff.
When actively shooting a lot more, you would get it for like $10 a box. So it's
okay. New shirt. I gotta put it. I'm making a list of things.
The ghost one.
So I will say this. I am actually making. I'll let everyone know this. I am actually. People. Well, you have shirts. Shirts are tough. I buy a big old freaking box of them, and I'm stuck with the damn things forever. So what I'm doing now is I found some shirts online that I like. Just plain t-shirts. They are the blend of all the whatever that I like, hopefully. And so I got them, and I got a handful coming, and I'm going to go and I'm going to have a bunch of my logo put on the front, and I'm going to have some different things I say in class typically. And I'm having those put on the back of the shirts. And then I'm going to bring them here. And you actually blessed me with some mannequins at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to put those on there and take pictures of them. And I'm going to have people just like, if they want a shirt, they tell me what they want. They tell me the size, which one. And I'm going to do like a pre-order thing, right? That's kind of the way I'm going to do shirts now. So I'm coming up with all these sayings, things I say in class all the time. Like, trigger press, or... I got one that is
like a catchphrase kind of thing.
Like a catchphrase, like one-liners that I say.
Right.
Because if I ask people, I say, "What's a one-liner you hear in my class?" I mean, they'll name off a half dozen of them. I got one that I'm going to use. It's what is this? Oh, when someone says, "Hey, I'm having trouble with that," I go, "There's a drill for that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so this one, we talk about bougie. I'll put "Life's short." Buy bougie guns or shoot bougie guns or something like that. There you go. That's new. I'm going to add that to my list.
Okay. Just don't do the one where don't stick that probe there. Don't do that one.
Yeah, don't stick that probe there.
My prostate's fine, damn it.
That's right. Would you like a little gun lube? Meanwhile, Dean's over here purchasing ammunition.
God, I'm looking on here. My jaw just dropped. Looking at the just defensive rounds for 44 Magnum, 75 cents a round.
Just but so here's the thing though, like you do what you reload most of your stuff. You can put out a little money for some defensive rounds, right?
Yeah, for the defensive rounds I will, absolutely. Yeah,
and get like a box of 20. That's what they come in.
Yeah. Well, and here's a 4570 300 grain round nose flat point, 20 of them for $30. So it's $150 a round.
4570
for 4570, yeah, 300 grainers.
So this brings a question: what defensive rounds do you use, Dean?
Whatever I can get. Holy crap!
Oh, because you got odd calibers. So
yeah. So for the 45, I can't remember what it was. I don't even know what it was, but Yeah, it's got a big hole in the front of it.
Did you still carry pretty religiously? Yes,
Not
no?
very often anymore. Cause I don't.
You
carry
need to
very
be
much.
influenced by us, sir.
I know. Yeah, I need to keep. Yeah,
So this holster right here.
I am enamored with this gun now.
So this holster right here,
30 there.
I can hook you up with this. It'll be about a 6-week wait.
Are you making them?
No, this holster right here is JX Tactical. You got to order them online. And I bought this because of the name fit me. And I'm telling you what, it is super comfortable. I'm just throwing it. It's called the Fat Guy holster. And I bought my son, who is actually carrying a gun now. I got him the Skinny Guy holster.
Oh, there you go.
So it's
Because he's super thin. This actually is super, super comfortable.
what makes it so comfy?
It is.
Looking
It's
at it,
smooth.
it's a Kydex holster.
It is, but it's smooth and it's kind of thick. Now I can get some like foam for it, but because that is a big deal now. But the way
Foam?
it is,
Foam is a big deal
foam on the holsters.
on the holsters. Yeah.
Can you get the claw
You
attachment
can get,
for that?
you could have. Yeah, I didn't, but you could.
Right.
Get the what now? The claw.
There's a piece that comes off of it that keeps it from printing.
It's called the
basically.
wing. Yeah.
Some people, like different
Yeah.
companies, call it something different.
And that's
but-
essentially what the foam did, though. The foam would actually push it into your stomach when you appendix carry, so it doesn't stick out like that.
So I can tell you right now, no fat guy's going to be carrying appendix with anything like that.
Oh no, they do.
No,
Yeah,
you got to
believe it or
move.
not,
You
they
got to
do.
move the panis
No,
in order to get to.
you-
it.
that's the-
I got to lift up on the panis
This
here to get
this
to
is
the gun.
classic.
I know.
Classic
so
Dean right here.
So it is classic Dean. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about appendix carry.
Okay.
Okay. So you're wrong. There is, and Magnum is a big guy. He'll tell you I'm a big guy. All right. He is a big guy. He appendix carries a full size 1911. And if you have the right holster and it's situated correctly, you can do so. I'm dead serious.
They do it a lot. I mean, it's not for me, but they do it a lot.
It's doable.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about some of my patients.
Put
that
this
have-
on. Put this
that
on.
have constant and
Stand up.
Okay, appendix carry this.
Yeah. Go. And if you're gonna talk, you gotta talk loud.
Don't do the shoot your thing
It's,
off.
it's not loaded.
You're gonna shoot your thing off.
It's not loaded. You gotta grab that. There you go.
There, that's in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Sit down.
I feel like I have a hernia now.
Sit down.
Yeah. Ay, hernia.
No, come on. It ain't that bad.
Now it's pushing right into my inguinal area, and I feel like I'm
So
constipated.
what you can do is you can actually take those screws out, and you can move that clip up and down so it sits higher or it sits lower. And I've found the perfect place for me. It's doable, man. Dean, carrying a gun should be comforting, not comfortable, or comforting, not comfortable. That's right.
Well, I don't know. I don't.
It's so much faster.
I don't think I want it to pinch my nuts off too. And I'm sitting here. I don't want to sit on my nuts every time I put my gun.
Dude, I wear that every day.
Oh, gross. No, I'm kidding. I just put this thing.
Yeah,
in my
you just
pants.
put that
You're
in your
wearing it every
pants.
day.
I'm serious.
I mean, do I have it in a good spot?
I'd move it more center line.
More center. I'd have to move my.
Yeah, and so
You got a big belt buckle.
so let's talk about belt buckles for those people. A lot of times, when people carry, they will actually take their belt and they'll actually buckle it off to the side.
Okay, now that is a little better. Moving it more to the
Center line, because it's not digging into your
Now
leg.
it's not digging into my inguinal area.
Yeah, it makes it.
It's not fighting for my seminal vesicles for space.
Okay,
there.
talking to the microphone, doctor.
Said what?
My Florida seminal vesicles there aren't.
So when
yeah.
it's not next to the seminal vesicles, it's
Yeah.
So
satisfying.
there's no trail of tears going on.
Yeah, there's a trail of tears, but it ain't as low as you think.
It's
This ain't a
satisfying.
treasure trail here now. It's a trail of tears.
If there's any way to
now.
get kicked off of a podcast, this is going to be it.
I don't think I could put a 1911 right here because it's really digging into my belly now.
Oh, beaver tail,
Beaver. No, I mean,
So
everyone,
if you,
would probably
so listen.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, depending on the size and the shape, you can actually lower that.
yeah. So sitting is
Remember,
not
you're
comfortable.
talking to the guy that
If you
to
go
the guy.
low, you could touch tips, like.
Oh, don't touch the tip.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, you're talking to the guy that was appendix carrying. Remember the Desert Eagle? And I did a burpee.
So
Do you guys remember that day? Were you here?
I heard about it. I wasn't here though.
I wasn't here.
Oh.
So standing up now, this is comfortable. If I try and sit down, not comfy.
Face that way and like go
to draw.
Careful. Go watch. Don't jerk this cord.
Don't jerk it.
Don't jerk it.
Now draw.
It might go off. Careful.
You need a better belt, but yeah.
Careful, they spit.
See how much quicker that is to draw?
Pull it back so you can reholster. There you go.
Dear God.
Don't pinch it.
It's doable, man. I'm telling you, it's doable.
I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
Oh, now he's pelvic thrusting.
Okay.
We're doomed.
Take my holster off or something.
Oh, the twerking. Oh, it's
twerking.
getting worse.
He wants that gun. He's gonna freaking.
I want this gun. I'm just gonna make it so disgusting. You're never gonna want it back.
I don't clean the thing anyway. Doesn't really matter.
That's right. I forgot. You don't clean your guns.
So anyhow, I kind of think this podcast took a weird turn.
It
for
went
him.
south, that's for sure.
Take my gun off.
That's gonna cause some pressure ulcers right there on my penis. It's yeah.
Anyhow,
Your-
it's
your,
a good
what do
holster.
they- what do they call
It does.
What do the women call it? They a fupa? I think they call it a fupa.
Or a piss sack.
I don't know.
Okay, we're done. We're done. We are done.
Off topic.
That was a comfortable holster though. This thing
It is.
I can see how it would be. Yeah, I would have to use the pad though. The foam.
Oh, the dick foam, yeah.
Yeah, the dick foam. I would call it panis foam.
Can you breathe?
But it's,
Can you breathe?
Take a breath.
I'm better now. Yeah. But yeah, let's say I want to carry on my motorcycle when I'm riding around.
So maybe
The
it's
problem I run into. Yeah, appendix carry.
more. So, and
probably
if you
would
don't
do
want
it,
an
but
appendix carry, so that's also made. I think you could probably push that around to the side.
push it around.
Yeah.
that would easily go around. Interesting. Yeah.
So one thing you want to avoid when you carry, and I'm just going to throw this out there because I've seen people do it. Just don't do anything small of back. We call it SOB carry.
Oh, yeah. No.
No small back carry. Don't do that. That is
SOB
dangerous.
or SOL.
Yeah. Well, if you're SOB, you're SOL.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worse than falling on your keys.
No. Well, here's the thing: is you fall on that, you've now damaged your spine permanently.
Right. Yeah.
Someone can take that gun, and you have no way to defend for it. Right? You get into attack, they push you down, you fall on it, then you can't get to it when you need it. So yeah, I've just seen lots of people doing that, and don't do it. It is comfortable, right?
Do you get any of so I don't know why I got reminded of this. Do you get any of the crappy carry?
I don't.
What was the hashtag crappy carry?
Hashtag crappy carry.
Hashtag. There was another one we had too.
I don't know. I don't get any of those anymore.
Fancy guns or something. I can't remember.
I can't. We got to get rid of that one because my picture's all over that one. Remember, life's too short. Shoot bougie guns.
Shoot the bougie ones.
Bougie.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, we got to get you guys back out here. This was fun.
This was fun.
Whether we could shoot and we can do a podcast, and if we don't have time for that, we can just because it's going to start getting darker a lot earlier.
Yeah.
And cold.
Cold don't bother me too much.
You and Elsa.
Yeah, exactly. So I do appreciate you guys swinging by. If you listen to this podcast, appreciate that as well. Share it with all your family. Share it with your friends. Holidays are right around. It's a trick or treat. It's a Halloween gift.
Yeah. Hit that like and subscribe button.
Well, actually, this will go on YouTube. It's just audio only.
Oh, okay.
I don't do the video.
I remember the days of the video ones.
I
Those were
need to
fun.
get back. Dude, that is so.
Those were fun because we got live
interact with
feed.
the audience.
We could interact with people.
So here's the thing with that.
Here's the.
I don't mind doing that, and they have platforms now where I can stream that onto like the untold amounts of platforms at the same time, even to my OnlyFans.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
Feet pics. Feet pics. I
shooter.
bet it's feet pics.
Dick shooter.
The bougie big But no, so that was great when I had people doing the podcast. I can't do that myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
I turn to look at the screen. It's a freaking nightmare is what it is. And so
I remember I had to help you out with that, like on the computer part. So
there's a computer right
it
there
is,
still. So I don't know. One of these days I might get back. We'll see what happens. If I get bored this winter, I may figure something out.
right on.
But yes, anyhow, share this on your social media. Share it with your family and friends. If you want to get a hold of me, if you got any stories, defensive stories, you got any questions, you can call me. You can text me, area code 620-794-6223. It's area code 620-794-6223. Everyone have a great weekend. And I don't know. I'll be back sometime in the future. Could be 3 weeks, could be a week, could be 2 days. I don't know. It just depends on when I get bored. So
shoot bougie guns.
Shoot bougie guns.
Dick shooter.